Good morning, Britain. It is Thursday, the 20 something, 28th, and this is Blabbing for Britain. And this is Stephen. Hello, and welcome to today's broadcast. Now, I do know that Peter was up at Aviemore on Tuesday and travelled back down yesterday and encountered snow, but he did get home safely in one piece. If you watch the video, he got home safely in one piece and then settled down to fish chips and mushy peas. So all is well in Aberdeen. I'm waiting for Peter to arrive. I'm also waiting for John to arrive. So whilst we're waiting, this is a formal welcome to the show, and we are with Blowing for Britain, episode 411, UK News Review with Stephen, John and Peter. Although at the moment, it has to be said that it's with Stephen because there's nobody else here. As I said that, Mr. Peter Stewart has arrived. I'm just waiting for his camera to come on, and then we should be good, and we'll hear from Peter in 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Good morning, Peter. How are you after your journey yesterday?
I was shattered last night, I'll tell you that much.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. It was quite a journey because you went up to Aviemore on Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Up to Aviemore, and Sheila had won a competition. A very nice hotel, lovely bed. But the problem is we couldn't sleep. It was a really nice place and nice location looking over. And I went into Aviemore at night. Now, Aviemore, if you don't know, used to be a real hot spot in Scotland.
Yes.
It was of the day, it was like a Butlins in its day, really, their whole resort, right? Glaswegians and everything used to go up, and there was an ice rink and it was disco. I was just everything for everybody up there at one point. And like anything else, over the years, Spain takes over, stuff like that. So it's more an outdoorsy place now. You can go horse riding, pony trekking and fishing and birds of prey. We were birds of prey yesterday. A lot of hill walkers go, and some water sports area. So it's a nice, adventurous, nice looking place. There's a steam train. It's actually got quite a lot going for it once you know what's there. You've got to find out what's there and then plan to go to all the pursuits. So I'd certainly go back to Aviemore again, you know.
Okay, well, two things that come from that. One was your breakfast looked scrumptious.
Yeah, but somebody said, "Where's the rest of it?"
Well, yeah. You can tell the sort of quality of the hotel from the way the breakfast is served, and it was very well. There was yes, yeah.
It was nice, and also it was free. So we better go. So yeah, the Rowan Tree. That's the name of it. Rowan Tree and Lodge, just outside Aviemore. It's not all that far in. If you've got a vehicle, it's okay. Nice. Used to be. It's been there since the 1720s or something like that. That's John. Hi, John.
Good morning. I'm afraid I'm full of bloody cold again.
You know.
Tell us when you haven't got it.
I don't know. Yeah. Lately, it seems to be bloody every time.
Yeah.
You just. We say welcome to listeners on Royston Radio. We apologise for the cursing, but John's totally fed up with colds. Okay, now, John and I both followed your journey back yesterday, Peter.
All right, okay, you both, yeah. I was wondering who was on, so obviously it was. I thought, wow, and I did think of you two. I says that yourselves. I says, oh, they would like this journey. Yeah. So I put on the camera, set it up. I actually got Sheila to look for the comments. So, and I says,
who was driving? Who was driving?
I was driving.
Right, okay.
Sheila was watching the comments and that, and told that. And so basically, I thought it's such a beautiful area, right? Beautiful area. Now we happened to have a contract up at that area, right in the middle of where I was, believe it or not. And Andy had been up that morning, and it was okay.
Right.
So I decided, I says, if I can, I thought, wow, if I can show them my journey, safely, it would be great, because you guys will never see that journey probably in your lifetime. And I thought, yeah, it goes to the Lech Ski Centre, and it's a very hilly, steep place. And I thought, wow, let's do that. Then the snow started to come, and oh, right. And I was actually following a gritter. The gritter was out. You may be seen that, but then when we got to the Lech Ski Centre, it turned round and we carried on. And the first, I don't know if you heard me, there was the first one, a woman waved me down.
Yeah.
To a car, and she said, oh, can we get through? She said, I'm absolutely petrified and everything. And I said, right, what to do is go slow, keep in a low gear, don't put your clutch in as such, because you'll be everywhere. Don't brake hard, do condensed braking. So they went away and I carried on down, and I'd seen a car overtaking the snowplow. Oh, and then later on, they stopped me on my side and was asking, what's it? I said, well, just give them the same advice. And then going down the hill, I kept back for them. All of a sudden, they braked and they'd done a full spin in the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got down to them and I says, you okay? And they happened to be German. I was able to say, alles klar. Yeah. So got them parked up. They were scared to drive anymore. And then next is where we stopped was another car. It was Germans as well. And did not hear me saying I'm surrounded by Germans.
You did.
I don't have ammunition. A little bit of World War II humour there. And then,
very undiplomatic, Peter.
Yeah, we'll give him a cup of tea from our camper van. Then, well, you obviously had my phone in the police and that. Now, here's the funny thing, right? When I phoned the police used to be local, Grampian. They knew the area.
Right.
I went to a call centre, and seemingly I found out it's Dundee, because Police Scotland became Scotland, and the powers that be thought, no, we'll have one big region. The woman didn't know the area. Where is it? How do you spell Lecht? All this sort of things. Yeah. So I went through that. And eventually the snowplow allows, and the guy was from a place called Tom and Toole, which is just up the hill and left from where we were. And the snowplow guy, and he says to me, it's just a bit of snow. It's just a bit of snow, he said. It was nothing to them, because they come down and cleared it with sand and that. And he said to me that, he says, I says, I phoned the police. He says, you probably got Dundee. He says, that's where you get through to, and they've not a clue the area.
Yeah.
And all the time I was there, no police turned up. And we did hear a drone. He says, oh, that'll be the local gamekeeper. Gamekeepers use drones and everything to count sheep now.
Yeah.
In that area, save them walking. It's amazing what technology does. So that basically, he says, right, you can go. He says, that's a road clear. And away you go. And I thought it was a great adventure. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I just remember Sheila telling you to switch the phone off, and you saying, no. Yeah, how far is Aviemore from Aberdeen?
It's about 2 hours with the camper. It says 1 hour 50. It's not all that far. And that road that you've seen me coming over, it's beautiful. On a summer's day, it's packed with people going up across it. But it still gets packed in the winter as well, because They go to the Lech ski centre. That's what it is. And
Right.
people go there and they don't have to be skiers. They go up and there's big door rings. You sit on it and come bouncing down.
Right.
So but on the radio, it's quite famous. You hear it on radio, whatever, or the junction at junction 16, the M25 blocked or whatever. But what you hear here saying is the road from Corgaff to Tomintoul has been shut off because we were sitting right at the gates, and that's where they shut the gates.
Yeah, to stop
I
people
see
going up.
there's another set of gates at the ski centre as well.
Yes, yeah, and down at the other side as well. So it's all on top of a big hill, and I'll tell you, I was in first gear coming down with the camper van, and when I braked, you could feel it going bum bum bum, and you just had no control. That's when you see me at one bit coming down to where I stopped. I was starting to panic then.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't brake. I had to actually drive like a slalom.
Yeah.
And I said to people, don't go up. And the guy, I'll be okay. And then he rolled back. I says, oh, I won my bet. I got blasé with him. I says, you'll never make it. You'll be back. But when I listen, boom.
You see, John and I think, we're down in where we are in Wiltshire, we don't get snow. I mean, that's the first real snow I've seen for years, John.
Yes.
Yeah. We get a bit of snow, but the last decent snow was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the house at the bottom of the hill, Peter.
Sorry, say that again.
You kept referring to the house at the bottom of the hill.
Yes.
Which is actually a bothy belonging to the university.
Is it indeed? Yeah. I suspect if MD, well, I won't be MD living there then, usually. Believe it or not, halfway up that hill, there's a cafe called the Brown Cottage or something like that. That used to be a customer of mine many years ago. I mentioned it. But to be honest, did you like that journey? Did you like seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I traced it back along the road.
Yeah.
From the ski centre.
Yeah.
Using Street View. And I don't know if you noticed, but I actually posted a picture of where you were.
Yeah.
But with no snow.
Yeah.
And Peter commented and said, yes, that's it.
I did.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been on Facebook today, so.
No.
So that was no, I thought it was a great adventure. I can say to MD, if you've never been to Scotland, Aviemore would be a nice place. What I would say is find out what there is to do before you go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't, because there's a little street with shops and you know what they've got in the middle of Aviemore? Not a big place.
Nope.
You could take me and plant me in Birmingham. You could plant me in London. You could plant me in Glasgow. And they've all got that home base, Costa Coffee, all shops in a retail unit. They're all there. They've got everything. You know, even to those, an Aldi market, etc., etc. But, yeah, so that's basically it. And they've got lovely, we stayed in a lodge there before as well. Lovely lodge, so, yeah. And there's karaoke on a Thursday night.
And did you take part?
No, because I wasn't.
On your way back, yeah.
But and we didn't even have the dogs with us, which was great. So with no pandering. And as you said, that was the first time when Sheila and I had been away for a long time. And this is beautiful bed, and I said on the internet last night, and we got in that bed and we fell asleep. Anyway, so that's my little adventure, and I've got to tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed it for the very short time it was.
Yeah, going away is good, indeed. Right, John. Anything in Solihull?
It's not very pretty out there, but it isn't raining at the moment. Nothing else is happening, so except all the palaver about HS2 going over the top of the M42. Other than that, not much happening really.
So can you say that bit again and expand on it?
Because the motorway says they could slide a bridge, an HS2 bridge across the, well, it's actually across the slip lane, but because they had to go onto the motorway to slide it across, they closed the M42 for 36 hours, which caused pandemonium, terrible roads, etc.
You see, they closed the M25, and Peter's gone for a coffee. Everybody heard about that, on national news. It was the M25 is closing, and they were warned weeks before, and then it was monitored during the weekend, and they did everything they wanted to do, and they actually finished early. But we heard nothing about the M42.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
Because they had to warn a lot of people because getting to the airport, people would have to allow longer for their flights.
Yeah, I mean the roads around the M42 are all a lot of air roads around there, but they're just not built to take the volume of traffic that comes on the M42.
No, they won't have a problem with the M42. The A41 and the A45 become chock-a-block.
Yeah,
because it's the only way you can get north.
Right, but all's back to normal now.
Yeah, didn't affect me. If I get on the M42, I get on further up anyway. So
back.
Yes, you are.
Have you heard of Anna Breeze?
From yourself, yes.
I think I might go to London to do one of her courses, and it's how to use a camera phone for anything that you want to do, basically how to use it properly, how to stitch it, but live, sitting with you in a classroom, doing it there and then, and it looks good. £195, and because I get mesmerised with it all, but saying, right, do this, take a picture, do this, take your film, do this, and hopefully come back, because I want to do it for the business and other things,
Yeah.
And I like going to courses to get the feel of things and understand them. You can only do so much online, and when you do things online, I don't think it gets it across the same, What do you think, guys?
We all learn in different ways, don't we? I mean, some people can learn from a book.
Yeah.
Or from a video on YouTube. Or from an interactive session on live video.
Yeah.
We're free to choose whichever is best for us.
Yeah. So, because do you know what's rising? There's a rise of citizen journalism. She used to be BBC and ITV, and it's amazing the stories that get out live. When you put them out live, you can't hide anything to a point.
We know that. You can't stop Sheila from saying, "Turn that camera off."
That's all she does all the time. Turn that camera off. Did you hear me tell her, shut up, I'm driving?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that it was real life, and so you're going to learn more about it, Peter.
Yeah, I just want to be competent with it, because I put on TikTok today, as I keep telling you, and here's one of my bee friends, Sean, who's got the software that I'm starting to use now, and he's on talking about honeybees. I've actually told them about you. Oh, how are you getting on with the other guy that I know?
John?
Yeah.
He was a no-show.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Basically, I messaged him, I arranged everything. I sent him the spiel, exactly what was expected, exactly what he'd get. And we were supposed to meet at 7 o'clock on Monday. And he messaged me an hour before to say he'd had problems and wouldn't make it.
Mm.
So,
And that was it.
that was it. That's it. Yeah, I'm not expecting any further interaction at all.
Well, I will put out a post in my UK pest controllers group for what areas do you cover? What's your area? Name the big places.
The areas. I mean, I'm global.
Yeah, I know that, but in your is for a pest control business in your area,
Wiltshire.
Wiltshire.
Yeah.
I will find out about someone in Wiltshire for you, right?
Yeah.
I'll be diplomatic in how I say it because I don't know if he's on the group or not. Do you just do you feel that he? Yeah, right.
Well, you don't have to. We don't have to mention him again unless he
Oh,
he appears again. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, it's part of marketing that you put out so many messages and what have you, and some just turn out to be something, and some turn out to be nothing. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably
I mean,
see a bill at the bottom. Yeah, how much it would cost and done a runner.
well, no, I didn't say how much it would cost, but what I did say is in full payment, what you can do is donate to Angelica's London Marathon run.
I was not.
And I didn't say how much. I just
Yeah.
said donate. And I think that's put him off a bit because he has no website
Yeah.
and he's using a Yahoo email address.
Yeah. He's an older guy, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
He's an older. I'll tell you more offline.
Yeah. So they basically he did get me to put together the package, and that's what Angelica's been now using, saying sponsor me for the London Marathon, and if you sponsor him for £50, then Stephen will do a 30-minute video with you.
Tell you what to do. Send me that package, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will put it. When is the marathon?
21st of April.
Right. Send it to me, and
Okay.
I will put it on. I'll say I done an interview yesterday. You can repurpose it. Anybody that wants to do it, wherever you are in the UK, has a chance to get interviewed about your business, and you can use it for your Facebooks, etc., etc. Okay. So
Right.
I'll try my best. And I'll say they can make a donation.
Right. We have
suggested price £50.
Yeah. We have in town on a Thursday we go to a place called Soup Chick.
Yeah.
Which started 5-6 years ago. It's run by Anya, and Anya is Russian, and her husband's English. And she started off with in the Shambles, which is a market. She started off with a barrow and a soup urn, and she started a brand called Soup Chick, and basically she would have soup of the day.
Yeah.
And everybody would, or 2-3 soups of the day, and people would come across along and buy soup. Then she moved into a unit and started to do food from around the world. Then she got the unit across as well. And so she's now quite established. And I'm talking to her because she's sponsoring Angelica and I'm doing the video for Soup Chick. So I'm looking forward to that because it is quite a story. And I don't want to give any trade secrets away, but it'd be nice to follow the story because she does catering for the town council as well. That's when we had the twinning last year. We had a table. We had tables outside with 40 people sat down, and I did all the catering. It was absolutely brilliant. And then another one of Angelica's going around knocking everybody's door at the moment and saying, "Right, okay, Stephen will do a video," and she's sending out the information that I'll send to you later. So
it's just the same video. Have you done the video? Did you say?
No.
So it's just going to be the same format as I did.
Same format, 3 questions and images and stories. Yeah.
Oh, right. So I will definitely put that in the floor. What you've got to remember, I shouldn't have, but sometimes my industry is backwards and coming forwards. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. Now, you talked about a Russian lady here, right?
Anya?
Anya. Now, I went to Taylor's recently, two ladies that have been here for years, and I intend to get things done. And you know my sense of humor. So I was at the back, me and Al, we were getting something tartan done. And then I says, oh, where are you from? Then there was silence. And they looked at each other and they says, we are Russian. Right?
Yeah.
But we don't tell too much people. Right?
No.
And you've got to feel sorry if there's a Ukrainian, you feel sorry for them. And if there's a Russian who's lived in this country for years, you've got to feel sorry for them. Doesn't matter what the country's, it's not their fault.
It's the people, isn't it?
Yeah. And I said, that's system, could you have this ready by the 7th? And they went, oh, I says, otherwise you're going to the gulag. But they thought it was hilarious. And it's the same with people if they're Jewish. Let me tell you a story about that. I've got to tell you this story because what do you call those Jewish people who's got the right hats and the long beards and all that sort of stuff?
Orthodox, yeah.
I was sitting in the tube and this man came on and he had all that kit and he'd even these white tassels hanging on and a suit. And he sat down and was across. I've never seen a man so conspicuous in his actions. He sat in the train and he took out a paper. But before he done that, he looked left, he looked right, he looked up the carriage, then he looked down. And at every stop, that man done the same thing. You know, he eyed everybody up. It was just so visible to me. You know, and I felt sorry for him, you know. And so that's the way the cookie crumbles just now. You've got to be very wary. And it was totally different to what I'm used to. Totally different. Can't hear you.
That as well. There's a lot of double standards going on at the moment. Let's take for instance, basically America and Germany are supplying arms to Israel. Yeah. And they're calling for peace. They're calling for a truce. How can you supply arms and call for a truce? It's just a conundrum. And one that came to mind. Yeah, I mean, it is. Oh, that was it. Okay. Earlier this week, unfortunately, there was an attack on a rock concert in Moscow, or Moscow, depending on where you're listening from, and international support. Yeah, everybody felt, you know, and the Americans are everybody actually gives. We start to be able to separate a single incident from the fact that on that day, hundreds of people may have been killed in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's all I can say. Let's catch up with Corinda. So Corinda is saying, hi all. What's on the agenda today? We've been talking about Aviemore. If you don't know anything about Aviemore, watch the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
They need to. And Corinda's saying, wow, I'm not sure to what bit. And finally, at the moment, did they know who did it? No, well, they do. They've got the Russians have got 4 people in custody. But there's a lot of misinformation. President Putin was trying to say that this was Ukraine.
Okay.
He's still trying to say that.
Yeah.
Showing uncertainty. I mean, the rest of the world is saying that it was basically IS or
ISIS.
And we accept that it was ISIS, but he's saying no, they actually disappeared to Ukraine and is Ukraine sponsored. And you can't believe it. And
they
2,
caught them all, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they were headed in the direction of Ukraine. But there's still quite a distance between Moscow and Ukraine anyway. So they could have turned left, right, or wherever.
Yeah. And one of them, it's handy for one of them because if people asking for money, the road. I mean, he won't be able to because the Russian soldier cut his ear off. Did you see that bit?
Yeah.
That's why he's got that big thing on where his ear was. But there's no, I've got to tell you, there's no messing about with the Russians. There's no pussyfooting, you know. But it's just a shame that I think it was Christians that they attacked, wasn't it?
Well, it was
Well,
both
There
people
were
that
all
come-
sorts of people.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Christian gathering.
Right. Question from Corinda: who are ISIS?
Well, they're called IS these days,
Yeah.
not ISIS, but yeah. They're
I think-
mainly based in the Middle East.
I think it's the Islamic State.
Yeah,
It is.
hence IS.
IS. And you know, it's funny because I've actually seen quite a lot of Muslims that are talking against them. You don't hear that much, but they are. You know, you can't tar everybody with the same brush, you know, and this is the problem. And I think, hey, I might be becoming a pacifist. Can you believe that? And I'm just fed up with the world. They need to get it fixed, and probably how they will fix things. You see, there's elections coming up everywhere just now, and that everybody's got to be seeing to do the right thing. That's one of the problems we've got at the moment. Now, Joe Biden might have to say to Israel in front of everybody, we're not supplying you any more weapons.
Yep.
Right?
That's an option. That's definitely an option.
And then the arms industry, oh, Mr. Biden, President Biden, we're sorry, but we're not giving you our money for your campaign this year. It's going to Mr. Trump. Because he'll give more money.
It's all connected, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely all connected. And but I believe it's only about 1% that Israel get from them. So here's the thing. Why doesn't America get permission from Egypt to take troops, maybe unarmed, maybe if they're brave enough, and take loads and loads of food aid and water aid through in a convoy covered with a helicopter to make sure that the Gazanians get food and medicine and stuff like that.
Is that not what they're doing by building a portable seaport?
Oh, what's going on, by the way? What's happening there?
It's ready.
Is it there? So
yeah.
Why can't they do that? And Israel say to them, that's your boundary. From here west, you can bring in your.
We're going to get into politics now. Yeah.
No, I'm just right. Okay.
Not doing that, but
just go west.
It's considered that a certain state is unreasonable when trying to negotiate with them. Simple as that.
Okay. Right. Anything else we can talk about then?
Okay. Yes, we can talk about diabetes.
Right. Okay.
Right. The thing is, if you got diabetes, then you get a quarterly checkup, and the quarterly checkup was this last week, and bloods are taken, blood sample, and then they go off to the laboratory in Bath, and they come back with the results. And I'm smiling because my results came back, and they were good. Very good. They are. I was down for 66 was my last reading, Peter. And they asked me what this 66 number is. We know the scale from 2.7 up to 16.7. The doctors have their own scale.
Yeah.
And it's slightly higher. So I got a 61, which is around 5.9.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So exactly, that is brilliant because we now have a plan. And at my next review, which will be in 3 months' time, 26 July, I think, if I can get down to 53, they'll stop the metformin, which is absolutely brilliant because I'm insulin deficient. Metformin fills in that gap, so there's taking the insulin every morning.
Yeah.
And if I can get off metformin, then I'm a happy chappy, because then pretty much normal. Just an insulin injection every day, and that takes 2 minutes. So it's good to have. Have you heard of the glucose goddess?
The glucose goddess? No, I haven't heard of her.
Oh, search for it, Peter. I basically when I was diagnosed, Angelica and I did a search and found the glucose goddess, and we bought 2 books of hers, and it's what she suggests in those books has got me down to 61.
Yeah.
Basically a change of breakfast, eating something which with protein in before you eat whatever you're going to eat.
Yeah.
It just works. All the hacks that she puts forward simply work.
Can
she did a brilliant video yesterday.
I've followed her.
You found
Anyway,
it,
what I would say, I've followed a few people over the past. What I'll say is, Stephen's quite new to diabetes, and you know what? And you know what I think keeps you in check, Stephen?
Go on then.
If you don't mind saying, fear.
Yeah. No, I'm not afraid of anything. Well, I am.
You're not afraid of it? No, okay, but you want to
right. For the first 3 months, you look at your feet every day.
Yeah.
And but I know I'm low risk.
Yeah.
Because basically I'm actually running 5Ks every week, sometimes 4.
Yeah. Right, that's good. So
health-wise, I'm doing better. I'm running faster now than I did last June. So yeah. So
that's great.
All was good. So that's my good news for the week, and long may it continue. Because the thing is, as we know, Peter, it can go one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
You can either say, okay, I've got diabetes, there's nothing I can do about it, it's with me for my life. Or you can say, right, okay, what can be done? And that's where the glucose goddess comes in. That's where the regular exercise comes in, and the change in diet and lifestyle.
Well,
right now,
on you go.
Yeah, just changing the subject again. But no, you go first. I'm going to change.
No, I've done a few things, but with my diabetes and a change, and it just takes like I'll maybe have a burger now and then. Next thing, I'm knocked out. It's just I'm actually got to the point just now. I'm scared to eat because I'm going to go on insulin sooner or later. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because you get a bit blasé and such a boring life if you don't get it right, you know. But I'll tell you what, see, when you get it right, you feel on top of the world. When you get it just perfect.
That is true. That's very true. I mean, I've got to say, I shook the doctor's hand yesterday because I was so pleased at the report that came back. Anyway, onto going from that to keeping healthy. Angelica's journey from Park Run to London Marathon continues, and we're 4 weeks away from the London Marathon. Just over 3 weeks away from London Marathon, which is a weekend in London. We travel down on the Saturday. Angelica goes and picks a bib up and everything that's required from the Excelsior Centre, and then we've got a hotel overnight, staying at the Premier Inn, just off one of the bridges, and then the following day, Angelica's got to turn up to run. Okay, now relatives can't go. You can't go and watch the start because there are 50,000 people all going to run 26 miles, and they all meet up and they do it in sections, depending on how fast you are, is to which group you get into. So that's predetermined. Angelica's waiting to hear. But there is no way as a friend or a family member you can be at the start. Yeah, it's just not possible. So I was thinking, well, what am I going to do between when Angelica starts the race and when she finishes? I've got to be at the finish. I've got to be down Buckingham Palace at the finish. Yeah. But what do I do in the meantime? Okay. So I've actually volunteered for Mind, the charity Mind, and
Okay.
I'm going to be part of the official Mind cheering team, cheering people on. So I'm going to be positioned at the embankment for most of the day, which is good. I'm quite looking forward to that. So really getting involved in London Marathon. And then I'll obviously meet Angelica at the finish. Though you can't be at the finish, you've got to be on they've got tents. You've got an A tent, a B tent, and you basically go, I'm going to go to the tent that's got a D on top of it, and I'll meet Angelica there. Yeah. That's that. But the other thing is our local park run is quick as a walk. And it's called that so that more people will come and visit it. And it gets 300 people a week there running at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning for free. But they had to redesign the course. And in redesigning the course, they had a problem because of all the rain we're getting. The finish, where you actually hand in your tokens, was waterlogged. Yeah. And it was too dangerous for people to actually use. So places have gone for another coffee. Too dangerous for people to use. So each park run is independent. They decided they were going to put matting down to cover the area so that it was safe. And they basically, a lot of people chipped in and they raised £600 and they bought the matting. The matting has gone down and it solves the problem. And when people finish now, they can walk on the matting without falling on the backsides. And so can all the volunteers as well. So that took them 2 weeks to sort out, during which there couldn't be a park run. Because if you've got any problems at all and people slip, then you're insured and you're liable. So, but they don't want to claim on the insurance. And I'm just waiting for Peter to come back with his coffee. He's on his way back. Okay, so they spent £600 and they sorted out the course and they ran last weekend. Okay, and so they'd not run for 2 weeks. They ran last week and they were going to run this week despite the weather. And then on Tuesday of this week, workmen turned up and dug a dirty, great big hole and put the fencing around it and said, right, okay, we're here for the next 6 weeks and we're going to dig holes along the half a mile length of the part of the course. So they're off for 6 weeks now. And the people who are actually doing the work, digging the holes and laying the pipes, didn't tell anybody. Devizes Town Council don't know. The residents who are affected don't know. Nobody was told. They just turned up and started the work. They put a notice on the website, but nobody's going to check Wessex Water website, are they, every day?
It's a famous British saying.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. Nobody told me. British saying.
Well, it's just true. It's just so unfortunate for all the volunteers, because this weekend is a special weekend. It's Easter weekend.
Yeah.
From Good Friday to Easter Monday. And Parkrun is a family place. So they'd actually bought hundreds of Easter eggs to give out to the children who come on Parkrun. And it's not going to take place.
Don't you mean gesture eggs? Have you heard about that?
No. Go on.
So somebody has decided, instead of calling it Easter because it's got a Christian slant to it, they pop in their window jester eggs.
Yeah, well, I've got a little granddaughter. As far as she's concerned, Easter's about bunnies and got sod all to do with it.
Yeah. So basically,
religion. Yeah.
The makers of the Easter eggs have told them to take a notice down out their shop.
Mm-hmm.
So where does it?
Talking of Easter eggs, did you hear about the guy up on the Scottish Islands? I can't remember which island it was. He ordered 80 Easter eggs, except he ended up ordering 80 pieces of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't take him back because they'd been delivered. And he put 100 of them up and he's holding a raffle for them to raise money for the lifeboat.
Good for him. I just opened some stuff today. Instead of giving him a 6 of what we call mouse stop, we fill in holes with it. And they've given me 6 cartons of 6. A lot of money. Right. Yeah, so that,
Stephen's run away.
that's okay. So what else can we chat about, John? So my social media
Brenda
stuff.
wants to know if we do Easter hunts. The answer is no.
No, not our age, but some kids do.
60s, not 6.
Yeah. So do you see my Aberkill pest control postings coming up in the social media?
I do.
I wonder who else is though. I'm going to have to read.
They're doing a very good job for you, Peter.
They are doing a good job. I'm just wondering what we're getting back. And this is technology time, right?
When I went to marketing college, I went on a lot of marketing courses when I was younger.
Yeah.
You had to be seen 13 times to recognise. Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. Maybe that's
I mean, I don't know whether it's true today, but that was the theory when I was a lot younger and worked in marketing for ATT and people. That, you know, people have to see your name 13 times to recognise and remember it. So, you know, don't expect instant because you've only been doing it a matter of weeks.
Yeah, because how's one of the things?
Peter.
Since
I don't understand these some of these comments from Corinda.
It's behind, right? So what I'm saying is, since I put my names on my vans boldly on it, we are getting
people seeing them and they're remembering them.
Sorry, people are seeing them. I've seen your van, seen your van.
Yeah.
Seen your van. I saw one of the guys. Why were you not driving? You weren't driving your van. I says, there's 4 of them, you gape. That's a name in Aberdeen for a fool. A gape, right?
If you're listening on Royston Radio, you just learned what a gape is.
Gape. G-Y, a gape. And
there is, yeah.
Another name I'll tell you, every time I go to Aldi and all these home bargains and things, and if I buy food, they say, do you want your receipt? And I say to them, and if there's a queue of women in that, they all giggle, especially the older ones. I'll go, yes, in case anything is fusty. Have you heard that before? Fusty. Fusty's an Aberdeen word many years ago. If something went off, I'll bring it back in case any fusty. And you could hear them all giggling in a queue. And it says, you've just gave your age away by laughing at that. That's the sort of things I do in supermarkets.
Right. I don't want to upset anybody. I try my best not to. But some research was published last week, and I can believe it. And that is that 45% of social media posts get no reaction at all.
Yes, I can believe
it. I wish mine was only that low. I feel that a lot more than 45% of my posts don't get any reaction, even when they're targeted.
Wow. Well, here's the thing with me, right? You know, I do posts every now and then. What are most of the posts? What is most of the comments that come back?
How are you, Peter?
Try to make a fool of me.
Oh, right.
You don't notice that.
That's because you've got a sense of humour, Peter. Yeah. The fact that nearly 1 in 2 posts on social media don't attract any attention at all, likes or comments. Yeah. I mean, it's just, you're actually, I'm not going to say it, we're on radio and live on video, but it's a lottery. I mean, I did a broadcast yesterday, which was about selling out your event.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, good. And basically, in that, how's your blood pressure, Peter? Yesterday it was high. I'm pretty sure. So what I did. This amazed me because before I do broadcast live on one stream, actually do the research.
Yeah.
And I was looking into ways you could actually do well for your event. And I came up with a list of 16 different things you can do to promote an event on social media. And the ones that sort of stick out, I mean, there's a list of 16 there, was utilizing event listing websites. If you're going to have an event, then you can list it for free on Eventbrite and Meetup, and attract a new audience. So that's a possibility. The other one is every time that you publish, well, this is in relation to one event, but create your own QR code. And with that QR code, put it on every image that you use, so that when people go with their mobile phones and they actually scan the QR code, they're being sent off to a landing page that you have set up for them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to make my own QR code. If you go on, if you just go Google search QR code, then there are lots of sites that will do it for free. And you basically give it the URL, and that becomes the QR code. So when you put a photograph out, for Blabbing for Britain, then we could have a link to the Blabbing for Britain Facebook page.
Yeah, you could. Do you know I even use a QR code to get onto the karaoke in my pub?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'll give you. Are you still going through it? Yeah. Sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to read all 16 out.
Oh, okay. Well, another thing. I'm a member of UK Pest Controllers, right? A group. There's over 3,000 members. They have a meeting on a Friday night, which is now, again, it's quite well attended and watched after, because you get CPD points for it now, you see. But I said, we'll do one Wednesday for a chat, because I can't do Fridays all that much. And we've done it twice. First event, I was 4 people. And last night, I managed to make it, and I was 3 of us all together out of 3,200. You know, so it's a hard slog. It really is, you know, and I take my hat off to those people that have got lots of followers. Now we're quite serious-minded people at time about our business, but most people that go in to see people, it's because it's for a laugh. It's amazing. Some of the stupid things that people go and watch, and they get thousands of followers.
Well, we talked last week about a guy who got 500,000 views on his video this week, and he's just a normal college lecturer, Professor Nez, and he's basically, because he's monetized, he's making a lot of money. And he's just doing talkovers on videos. About Trump. Now, talking of Mr. Trump, he had to come up sometime. He's become a billionaire again.
I've got to tell you, it's quite funny. No matter what they do, they're not going to get him.
He's Teflon, isn't he?
He's actually getting more followers and more people saying that they're going to, even liberals who say this is persecution. This is persecution now, right? And I don't want to get into it too deep, but the judge's daughter actually was tweeting out with a picture of getting Trump in jail a few months back. The judge's daughter that's judging him. And she runs an events thing and stuff like that. And her dad's a judge. She quit because Laura Loomer is a lady that most people don't know. She just traced everything she'd done and put it up on the internet and said, oh, look at this, look at that. Guess what? Our pages were changed the next day.
So anyway, just in observing that Donald Trump is a billionaire again because of speculators. I mean, Truth Social is not worth the billions that basically have been put into the business. It's like, do you remember, John and Peter, the South Sea bubble?
The South Sea bubble?
Yeah.
No.
A piece of British history. Okay. A group of let's call them con men, shall we? Down in London in the 17th and 18th or 18th century, were looking for investors, and they put out a story about fabulous fortunes in the South Sea. Yeah, that they were able to get their hands on untold riches, and if you wanted in, then you buy shares now.
Yeah.
Okay, and all the glitterati of London at the time bought shares and then waited for the dividends. There weren't any dividends because it was the South Sea bubble. What they were marketing did not exist in any way, shape, or this is before the stock market.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form. And they were selling shares to something they're selling shares for wishful thinking. And they made money out of it. They made notoriety out of it. They went to jail for it. But yeah, I mean, things do get invested in which don't exist.
Yeah.
Weird way that
Look,
things work.
remember the Irish Tiger, it was called?
No.
When everything was getting, I know people that moved over to Ireland, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was heavy investment in Ireland, yeah, housing, and it was just money poured into it. Then the bubble broke. It all went flat. And it was called the Irish Tiger or something like that. You can look it up.
Yeah.
But there was no holding back with Ireland. And it's the same way. Do you remember the water filters? I can't remember the name of them now. Yeah. I used to be, it's network marketing. It was water filters, network marketing, no pure water. If you put us, people were buying it. You bought in by the caseload if you wanted. If you want to be a big player and a big name in this.
Yeah. All right. It was MLM.
Yeah, it was MLM, and you will buy in the S, and some people were left with it sitting in their garages.
Yeah.
You know, they bought in, and you'll be at a certain level. And you know, I don't get much now, but I get a lot of people in the past approaching me. You went to that, and I know, no, but would you be interested? And I just got into it. I says, look, is it network marketing?
Yeah.
Yes or no? It's
Can
not.
I talk about Varamis Rail? Have either of you heard of it?
No.
Varamis Rail is still an experiment at this stage, but they basically bought a diesel multiple unit, taken all the seats out, flattened all the floors, and built ramps so that you when you go around a supermarket, you see these steel cages and you see them on the back of the lorries.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that you take them off at the M25 junction, you load them onto the train takes them into Liverpool, Liverpool Street. You can take them off, and then an e-bicycle company called, I forgot what it was, Zero E, has a bicycle that's capable of taking one of those on the back and then delivering it locally within London. Yeah. And the idea is that one train will take over 50 trucks off the road and deliver the goods into central London. Still in its infancy. They've been doing some practice runs. I think it's a pretty damn good idea.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because yesterday we were sitting, the train came by in Aviemore. I was sitting and Sheila said to me, look, and you know the 40-foot containers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 20 foot? I can't remember, 40 or 20. Guess what was written on the side of them?
Tesco's.
Yeah,
but that's really common round here. Tesco's actually brings things in on the eastern ports, brings them across to a place just outside Northampton where they have a huge sorting area called Drift. I can't remember exactly what it stands for. And then they distribute them throughout the UK from there, all by rail.
Yeah. And it's actually good to see everything getting used to its capacity if possible. And okay, drivers might get taken off the road for it, but there'll be a lot of local deliveries, etc., etc. And it's when people put their head to it, you know. Because there's a lot of night trains out there as well that are delivering goods through the night. Yeah. I'll tell you one of my worst trains. Stephen, on you go.
I'm just going to say, can you hold that story for next week, Peter? Because, John, it's over to you.
Oh, it's that time to say goodbye. Yes, we've run over by almost 2 minutes. So it's goodbye from him, goodbye from him, goodbye from me. Same time, same place next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.